So today I'm out here at a Carmax lot and I want to show you what they are selling their cars for. The reason why I'm here is because they are loaded up with inventory that is constantly going down in value. We know that the used car market is getting hit and getting hit in a big way. Carmax is going to take the brunt of that because they're losing money on not only their inventory, but on a lot of loans that they're going to be writing as these values are getting crushed. And we also know that auto loan delinquencies and repos are going up. This is another big negative for Carmax going forward. But I want to start here. This truck is way too blue for us not to look at. This is a Toyota Tundra, and this truck right here, you can see, has got 54,000 miles. It's a 2019 and they're selling it for $51,000. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the big problem what we're seeing with all these manufacturers, and then it's making its way over to the used car side because these MSRPs got way too high. So you're getting to where you have a 3-year-old truck that if a consumer wants to buy it, they still have to shell out $50,000. And the problem with that is what, just 4 or 5 years ago, you could buy a very nice, a sweet, brand new truck for that kind of money. And we'll see another issue right here that we're seeing in the market. Ford dealers cannot get these Mavericks. It's weird though, because every time I go to one of these Carmax lots, I always see these Ford Mavericks here. So let's look at this one. This is a 2023 Ford Maverick XL. It's got 5,000 miles. So I get a lot of questions. Now I'll show you the price. It's $31,000. Oh, there you go. So I get a lot of questions about, okay, how can cars at Carmax only have 5,000 miles? I've seen cars here with 1,000 miles on it. This was not traded in by a consumer, most likely. The Carmax probably bought this from a auction or bought it straight from a Ford dealer that wanted to move some of their vehicles, maybe even fleet style vehicles, because this is an XL. It's got just like these like aluminum wheels or whatever, nothing fancy. This is the base model of what you'll see in these Ford Mavericks. So if Ford was wanting to move a lot of them in high quantity, especially these fleet style kind of units, which the XLs are, then they could move a lot of them in one clip. Oh, here's another one. There you go. That's an XLT, so that's a little bit higher model. I don't see a sticker on that one. But these fleet style kind of Mavericks, they sell a lot of them in one clip to Carmax, and then Carmax takes them and marks them up. So the thing about this one though is it's a 2023, and you can find brand new 2024 Mavericks on Ford dealership lots. I've seen them, and the brand new ones are like $27,000, $28,000. At least that's their MSRPs. Obviously, if you go to a Ford dealership, you're probably going to pay a lot more because dealers just charge extra fees. But we'll just say we have a dealer that sells at MSRP. You can get that brand new Maverick at that Ford dealership cheaper than you can buy that used one down there. This one is also very interesting. I don't see a sticker on this one, but I did see another Ford Lightning right down here. We can see it behind me right there. So we're going to check this one out. The problem with these EVs, especially the Ford Lightnings, see this one right here is $22,000, 7,000 miles, and they're selling it for $47,000. So here is the problem with a lot of these EVs. The used car market is getting crushed. Wholesale value is getting crushed. We know that, right? But that's not even close to how bad the EV market is getting hit. And then you could even segment out the Ford EVs versus the Teslas. That's a whole different market. So that consumer, let's go back to this. We got to talk about this consumer. This consumer bought this truck in 2022, probably 2021. And now they're selling it for $47,000. But that consumer probably paid, on top of, I almost dropped the camera. Yeah, we can keep that in. On top of whatever that MSRP was on that Ford Lightning, that consumer probably paid a dealer market adjustment, because 2-3 years ago, every Ford Lightning had a market adjustment on it. And they were selling for $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. So that consumer, for Carmax to be able to buy that truck, that Carmax probably only paid $35,000 to that consumer. So think about how much money that consumer has lost on that truck in just the last 2 to 3 years, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what we're seeing across the EV market, especially with the Fords, the Mach-E's, and the F-150 Lightnings. They can't sell them. So if they can't sell them, the prices have to go down. We've even seen from Ford production cuts When productions get cut, then you're going to have incentives come in. You're going to have special interest rates. You're going to have dealers that lower the prices on those Lightnings. When they lower the prices, if Carmax has them sitting on their lot, you know the price has got to go down. And I want to look at some of these Jeeps too. So they've got a full line of Jeeps. And I would be curious if Carmax is wanting to get away from the highly volatile kind of vehicles. We see F-150 Lightning, highly volatile, going down in a major way as far as price goes. And Carmax wants to know where prices are going, right? But Jeep is also another big example of that, where you have Stellantis that they can't move. They have the highest day supply in inventory of any manufacturer that's out there. So what that means, just like those Ford Lightnings, incentives have to come out from manufacturer, dealers have to cut their price. I was recently at a CDJR dealership, the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership, and they had $17,000 off of some 2022 Ram 1500s, and these are brand new trucks. They had 100 miles on them. But that's going to affect Carmax, their market here, because they have to be ahead of pricing. And when dealers start cutting their prices, when manufacturers start cutting their prices, then the used market is going to fall too. So let's check this Jeep Grand Cherokee out. I just grabbed one. It's blue. This is a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's got 108,000 miles, and it's still $21,000. Absolutely insane. A lot of these, you know what, let's look at the monthly payments on just like a $20,000 vehicle, because they have that broke down too. So you can look at your different APRs here. So on a very good credit, you're going to have about 9%. On fair credit, you're going to have 18%. But if you have challenge credit, oh my goodness, you're going to pay 24% interest, and that monthly payment is going to be $552,000 on a $21,000 vehicle. Absolutely insane. And the thing about Carmax is they hold a lot of their own notes. This is basically just a big glorified buy here, pay here. Now they'll package a lot of their paper, their loans, and they'll sell them out to other companies. But a lot of these subprime customers that come to Carmax, the reason they come to Carmax to buy cars is because they can get approved here where they can't get approved at other dealerships or other lending institutions. And that's a good way to get cars moved. That's a good way to get butts and seats to actually move metal. But it's not good in a situation where you have a downtrending economy, when you have more subprime loans going delinquent, when you have more repos stacking up, because not only is Carmax getting hit on prices going down of all their inventory that's sitting out here, but they're also going to get hit when they have to go repossess these cars. And if these cars were bought 2 years ago when we had a big supply crunch, then that customer probably owes still a lot more money than what the car is even worth, because we know that payments on these cars, the amount that they're paying down these loans, have not outpaced how much vehicles have dropped and how much depreciation is going to hit these cars 2 years after they paid well over. I mean, a lot of these cars still, you can, if they're 1-2 years old, are still more expensive here than you can go buy a brand new one for. But even 2 years ago, they were way more expensive than what you could buy a brand new one for. But I wanted to come to the like the 4-door sedans too. I want to check a couple of those. This is like a Honda, like a little Honda Accord. It's a hybrid. We'll check it. It's 2018 Honda Accord hybrid. It's got 56,000 miles on it, and they're selling it for 23 grand. And what's interesting is I've been looking now at like newer Honda Accords, newer Honda Civics, things like that, and seeing what the price ranges are. And you can get them anywhere from like $23,000 as MSRP all the way up to, I mean, whatever you can think about depending on the package, but let's say $33,000, $35,000. But it's just interesting to see the difference between what it costs to buy one of these used ones here at Carmax versus what you would buy a new one. And I would almost never recommend that someone buy a new vehicle over a used car, just because you get so much accelerated depreciation in the first few years of ownership. But if you're looking at Carmax and you just want the easy buying experience, I would push you to a new car before I would put you in a car here at Carmax, just because the prices on these used vehicles are so high. Even compared to what the new ones are going to be, it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm walking to the Highline now. Got a Mercedes right here beside me, Audi, I see a Jaguar, Porsche. I don't know that I've ever checked a Porsche out on this channel, so you know what, let's check it out. But before I get into that, I know how many views we get on this channel, and most of you aren't subscribed, so double check to make sure you are subscribed. But here we go. This is a nice looking Porsche. It's a 2020, and it's got 47,000 miles, and they're selling it for 48 grand. So you got $1,000 per mile. That's what we're doing. Whew. That's a lot of money. Okay, we got 4Runners over here. This is what I definitely want to check. Can't come to a CarMax without checking 4Runners. We got one right there. That one, I think the sticker's been taken off of it, and that one looks like almost brand new one. So let's check this one first, and then we'll get over to that. I think it's a TRD. Yes, a TRD. So here we go. Let you get a view of this one. There you go. Looks nice. This is a 2016 Toyota 4Runner, and it's an SR5. It's got 100,000 miles on it. They don't have a price. That's interesting. I've seen a couple of vehicles out here that don't have prices on it, and you know what, I was going to show you a price on it, but it doesn't have it. Here's another one. The sticker's been torn off. Maybe there's another sticker inside. Nope. One thing I do like though is all these cars at CarMax, if you're not sure what you want to buy, you can go to CarMax and you can check out the inside of these cars. You can sit in them, you can crank them up, and you have lots of different variety. You got Jeeps over here. There's a Honda Odyssey. You had BMW, Mercedes, Audi. You had your Porsche over there. You got Toyota 4Runners. This is one good thing that you're going to pay extra for here at CarMax, is that you have lots and lots of variety. This whole lot is full of variety. So even if you're not going to shop at CarMax, you can come to a CarMax and then kind of know what the feel is on some of these cars. Let's check out this one. This one's sweet. There we go. This looks like an almost brand new, you know what, it pretty much is. 2024 Toyota 4Runner TRD, and it's got only 1,000 miles. It's only got 1,000 miles on the thing. It's $54,000. I'm not sure how that ranks up against a brand new one with 0,000 miles. But I'm pretty sure it's probably pretty close, and it might honestly even be more than what you can get a brand new one for. But let's walk over this way. Let's find one more thing. All right, right down here is exactly what I wanted to find. This is the only one that I've seen on this lot. It's a Tesla right here, and I think the reason for that is because I think CarMax is trying to get out of the EV space in general. Maybe not get out of it altogether, but limiting the EVs that they're buying, because the market is so volatile and they want something that's predictable. Elon is not predictable. Price cut after price cut after price cut. But I want to check this out. It's a Model Y, and it's a 2023. It's the performance. Keep that in mind. 12,000 miles, and they want $48,000 for it. So let's touch on this for a second. This is a big problem for CarMax if they have a lot of EVs, especially the way the EV market is going. Tesla's selling a lot of vehicles, but their used prices are getting absolutely hammered, and really you can thank Elon for that, and you can thank Hertz. So Hertz is now dumping a lot of their Model 3s into the market, and it's absolutely cratering the EV market. I've been paying attention to that a lot, even looking to potentially buy some of these used EVs. But the prices are just all over the place. That's because no one knows exactly what the value of a lot of these EVs should be. And CarMax, they're a publicly traded company, so things that are uncertain, that's not what shareholders want. And those things right now, especially the values of them, they're uncertain. So CarMax is probably doing the right thing as far as lightening up the load and how many EVs that they actually have on this lot. Last time I came here, I come here maybe once every 2 months just to check on prices, check on how things are moving. They had probably about 10 Teslas here, and now they only have one, and I don't think it's an element of them selling them really quickly. I think it's an element of them buying fewer of them, and that's something that I'll look to see going forward as the used EV market stays as volatile as it is. It's not good for CarMax if they're going to load up on a bunch of EVs and then the prices dump, because all this inventory that's sitting out here is just going to go down in value if that happens.